To get qualified leads, we're going to use a platform called Apollo. But don't worry, because Apollo itself is actually extremely expensive. I'll show you a cheaper way to get the same quality leads as Apollo, but using a different site. So let's say we want to find roofing and building companies in Sweden, for example. We then make sure to go to people right here. We go to location and we search Sweden. Then we go to industry and keywords, and we could search for, that will probably be construction. Let's maybe also do real estate. If it's like home builders, then real estate is probably also going to fit. You can see now we have 102,000 people. You probably want to narrow it further. So you can also do things like job titles. You of course want to go for someone like the owner of the business or the founder of the business. Add a lot of keywords to people that would fit your description for your ideal client, like CEO, founder, CEO and founder. Add all of these, because you can see that increases the list size right here. You could also exclude titles if you want to, but now you can see we have a list of around 3,000 people right now. What's very important that you go into email status and then make sure to click this verified right here. That's going to get you the best quality of emails. And you can see our list is now at 2.1 thousand people. You could also choose if it should be B2B only, B2C only, if it should be e-commerce companies, fintech companies, nonprofits, SaaS, consulting. You have a bunch of things to choose from inside of here. This one is also one of the most important filters. You can choose what range you want to reach out to. So how big the company should be. If you're just starting out, you're probably not going to close an enterprise deal right off the bat. That would be insane. We could probably choose like from 1 to 10 to 11 to 20. Maybe up to 21 to 50. And that gives us 1.8 thousand people that we can reach out to. That way we leave out the biggest companies, because you can reach out to those in the future, but you need some experience first. And there we go. Now we have a bunch of Swedish companies and we can access all of their emails. But usually if you're using Apollo, you do it directly through the Apollo platform, which is extremely expensive. What you can do instead is that you can use this platform right here that's called trustedleads.io. Enterprise grade B2B lead list, starting at $0.005 per lead. So go in there, create a user. Again, I'm not affiliated to say this. And then you can click new order right here. Here you write in your name, your email address, write in a phone number, and then you want to choose the Apollo URL right here and the number of leads that you want to scrape. Very important that you turn on the verified leads that I showed you earlier. Otherwise, you're going to get bad lead quality and you're going to be paying for leads that are not good enough. So let's say a total of, how many do we want to scrape? Like 1,500 of these leads. And you can see that's going to cost us $25, which is 67% less of what we would use on Apollo. So now we can click continue. Now we want to take this URL from Apollo right here and paste it in. It says that the email is not verified, but I'm almost 100% sure that we set it to verified. You can try and refresh this page just to make sure that you have the newest URL like this. Let's copy this one, paste this in and see if it says no. That is fine. Let's just verify that we have the right search. We do. Then click continue. You could, if you wanted to, pay additional to actually verify the emails, but I'm going to show you a better way of doing that. So we're going to click no additional verification, do a signature, and then click proceed to payment. After you're done with that, then it can take a couple of hours, but then you receive an email like this. Your order is ready. Thank you for your order of B2B leads. Download the lead list right here. And this is a previous list that I bought. And this is actually 10,000 leads. You can see how many leads we have right here. When you buy leads from inside of here, it is very smart to do it in bulk. You can see here we have a lead list of 10,000 leads. What I'm going to do now is that I want this as a CSV file. So I can click file, I can click import, click upload. I can upload this CSV file right here. That's going to take some time because it's a very big file. Replace spreadsheet and import the data. And here we go. Here we have our big list. We have to do one more step. For now, I don't need all of the rest of these leads. So I'm just going to delete those like this. This is just to show you how you import those into Instantly. I'm going to call them leads and maybe just the date, May 16th. Then I'm going to click file, click download as CSV. And then before we put those into Instantly, we want to run them through Million Verifier first. This is basically finding all of the emails that are old. When you're sending out cold email campaigns, you don't want to send to email domains that doesn't exist. That's like a tell that you are spamming with emails, which the email providers don't like. Instead, you want to run it through something like Million Verifier first. You click select file, then we can select this one right here. And you can see we're going to be using 969 credits for this. And we're going to be removing the duplicates. We click Start Verify. And this will now create a job right here. You can see it says it takes 15 minutes. So this is basically going to find all of the duplicates and it's going to remove all of the old emails. It's basically verifying the emails to make sure that they are good to send to. You don't want to skip this step. That's very important because if you skip it, then you're going to be sending emails and your domains will instantly be blacklisted. And then you're going to have to buy new domains. So make sure to use Million Verify as well. Again, you can find links to all of these platforms in the description of this video. There we go. That took around 10 minutes. And you can see now we have a total of 64% of emails that were good emails, 17% that are risky, and 18% that are bad emails that doesn't exist anymore. You definitely don't want to be sending to these bad emails because those emails are going to bounce and it's going to hurt your domains. Risky emails you can sometimes send to, but I would still not recommend sending to these inboxes. And then we have the 64% that are good emails. Those are the ones that we will be sending to. I can now click download report right here and I want the good emails only. So I'm going to click right here. That's going to give me this file right here of only the good emails. There we have it. And now it's time to add these emails to Instantly. So I'm going to go back into Instantly. I'm going to click on the leads tab under my campaign. I'm going to click add leads and then from a CSV file. And then I'm going to choose the CSV file that we just downloaded, which is this one right here from millionverify.com. And you can see we now have to map the fields with first name is going to be first name, last name, title is going to be job title, LinkedIn URL, email. All of these we don't want to import. Let's see if there's anyone we need. Probably not. Company name we want, website we want, industry, probably not. And we don't want to verify our leads because we just did that ourselves. Now we can click upload all. This will upload 625 contacts to your campaign. Let's click yes. And now you can see all of our leads are uploaded to this campaign right here. These emails I got done probably a couple of months ago. So we are of course not going to send emails in Swedish to these US leads. And then when we have our leads, last thing we need to do is go inside of options and then just add our email accounts like this. You can see these email accounts right now are inactive, but when you've just gotten them, they're going to be good to go. And then you can click launch and publish like this. When you have your sequence in place, when you have your leads uploaded, when you have your pre-warmed email accounts, then you can click start campaign up here in the right corner, and that's going to send out all of these emails. Another thing that you can change if you want to, you can see this is set from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. by default. And the time zone right here. This is a pretty good window, but if you wanted to change that, you could of course do that. You can also send on weekends if you want to, but I probably wouldn't recommend that. Do it in business hours. And here's what's going to happen. When you start sending out, you're going to start receiving replies. And if you're sending to these countries that only you speak where you speak the language and not that many else do, then you're going to get a very high reply rate if you have made a good campaign with a good offer. You'll find those responses inside of Unibox. You can click on interested and then you can see the responses that are interested. And you can see this is from a real campaign that we sent around a month ago. And what you can see is that we are receiving interested responses. This says, yes, I'm interested in a conversation. This person right here says that they're interested in an offer to see what we provide. And in this campaign, we have only sent to 278 leads. I hope you start to see the power of cold emailing, especially to countries where you speak a unique language. If you want to absolutely maximize so you get as many clients as possible, I recommend running Upwork as your main priority. Every single day, go out and send connection requests because those are the hottest leads and the easiest way to gain that initial experience, which is so crucial. And then if you want to maximize, then also run a campaign in the background because this is just going to be running, sending out emails as you go and probably book you a couple of meetings a day if you have a good offer and are offering an interesting service in your market. These two things when you're just starting out is the highest leverage thing that you can do. So I'd honestly recommend getting started on that right now. But you of course also need to know how you can actually convert meetings and how you take this information that you're getting on meetings when people are actually interested in proceeding, how you take all of this information and give that to Claude so Claude can build out and do the majority of our service delivery. This is going to be extremely valuable for you to watch.